Hello from South Korea. This morning, as usual, I listened to NPR radio. I recommend NPR, National Public Radio, because it's listener-sponsored, not corporate. And anytime you have news that is listener-sponsored, you have more honest news, or news which is more honest. I agree, in part, with Martin Rosenthal of Brookline, Massachusetts. He's concerned that the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance, or the taking of the Pledge of Allegiance, in the classroom is an oath. And it is an oath. In my opinion, he's also right that it can cause ostracization by people who do not take it. However, Rebecca Stone, in the school board, the school chair, said that no children are asked to take it or expected to take it. They're invited to take it once a week in some schools there. And I think this is not bad in and of itself, giving children the choice. However, I do agree with Martin that an oath should not be taken by children. In my opinion, it's a political and religious oath. How is it religious? Not so much because God is invoked in it, which I do think is wrong in the United States, because some people do not believe in God, and that is their choice, and we are supposed to separate church and state. However, I think that the Pledge of Allegiance is a religious document because children are taking an oath over political, historical, and by extension, allegiance implies military support, and they do not know anything about this. They're not politically mature. They're children. They know nothing about the politics or the history of the state to which they're pledging allegiance. Now, some may say, oh, it isn't so serious. Oh, yes, it is, because children who repeat things again and again become well-versed in them, and in a sense, they become inculcated in them. Unless they happen to be precocious children, or they come from very erudite and outspoken families, in which case they can actually challenge what is being fed to them. Now, Newt Gingrich said that the pledge, among other things I suppose he's suggesting, should not be funded if it is not teaching children to be patriotic. Newt Gingrich, a big to you. School is not supposed to teach children to be patriotic. It's supposed to teach them to be critical thinkers. And they can decide whether or not to be patriotic. Because after all, patriotism relates directly to the zeitgeist. It relates directly to who your teacher is, what your textbook says, how the news is presented, and how you digest it as an adult or a child. So, it frightens me that you're in government with that attitude, but I'm not surprised. You're a Republican. Now, Matilda Kitterman, a young girl, very well-spoken, said that in the school district there in Brookline, they can say the pledge if they want to. They don't have to say it if they don't want to. I think that's good. And as a gentleman who is a libertarian, a civil libertarian named Henry Silverlake said, that's much better than what they have in other countries where people are told what to do. What I would say is that a debate must be had. Children must be educated in what an oath is. They might even be educated in the psychology of oath-taking and what it means to say something again and again and again from childhood, whether it be in church or temple or synagogue or in the classroom. My personal feeling is that no child has any reason to be making a pledge, especially a political pledge. I stopped saying it when I realized that I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And finally, I want to say this. To the people in Brookline who are sending emails to Mr. Rosenthal, one email said, F you, you socialist pig. These are unpatriotic people. Rosenthal started this debate, and we should thank him. This is what it means to be an American, to have the facts, to be educated in the electorate, and to have access to free press. These three things are what Jefferson called for as the ingredients for democracy. And Rosenthal is exercising his democratic muscle by getting us to talk about it. Shame on those who are writing to him and pressuring him and causing him to need protection from the police. This is what we should be ashamed of in America, and people like Rosenthal are the people that we should be proud of. I'm not so sure that he's right that the Pledge of Allegiance doesn't belong in school. For those who are adequately educated and mature, which is rare among elementary school students, they perhaps should be able to say it. But it should not be said or made, as it is an oath, without proper debate and discussion and education. After all, that's what school is about. And what Rosenthal said was it didn't belong in school because it has nothing to do with education. Well, it could be made to have something to do with education. The school chair, Rebecca Stone, who said that it's basically harmless, is wrong. It's not harmless. You repeat something over and over again, you will eventually believe it. That's not education, that's inculcation, and that has no place in school. This is Carl for Next Pat Moment. Have a great day.